Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Breck Roll. Now if you remember my last video, I had added an extra outlet to the backyard in order to power the electric lights that I'm going to be hanging in the backyard to light everything up, to light under the patio cover, and also to light the pathway out to the swimming pool. And you'll also recall that when I got everything hooked up, I discovered to my chagrin that it didn't work. Now I've had a lot of time to kind of think about it since that happened, and I've kind of got some ideas where I want to go with this. First off, I now know that the problem is bigger than just that one outlet. That particular line controls the refrigerator, it powers the microwave, it powers the garbage disposal, it powers the dishwasher, it powers the light over the sink, and there's also an electrical outlet over the range that it powers. And that electrical outlet is another one of those ground fault circuit interrupter plugs. And that might provide a clue what's going on. Sometimes when you have multiple GFCI plugs connected together on the same line, they can interfere with each other. And whichever way it is with the GFCI plugs, you have to wire them up exactly correctly, or else they'll cause problems. So I think the first thing I want to do today is pull that plug off in the backyard, and let's see if we can trace down exactly where the issue is. Alright, I got everything opened up on this outlet here, broken apart all the wires again, and put my handy dandy multimeter on there, and I have found the load line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this step by step and do it very, very slowly. See, what's going on is these lines here on the bottom are the ones that are coming from the breaker box, and then the ones on the top are the ones that go to other outlets in the house, whether it be the light or the garbage disposal or the dishwasher or the refrigerator or the microwave or that other outlet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect up just the load to this outlet, and let's see if we can get this outlet to work, and we'll go from there. And once we got that, then we'll go and try other things. Alright, so I shut off the power as you usually want to do when you're adjusting, doing anything electrical. I put just a couple of wire nuts on the supply that's going to go to the rest of the outlets. Not necessarily for any safety thing, because there shouldn't be any power on those, but I just wanted to keep them marked. So I've reconnected everything, the positive and negative and the ground. I've plugged in my little tester thing on it. Now I'm going to go turn the power back on, and let's see what happens. Alright, this is interesting. When I do plug the circuit tester onto it, these two lights on the top are supposed to be on. You can see the one in the middle is on full bore, but the one on the top is only on a little bit. Now, when you have the one in the middle that's on, the one that's top that isn't on, that means you have a lifted ground. Now, I discovered when I would touch the metal here with my hand, that second light would come on full blast. And what I've done right now is I've just run a piece of wire over to a hose spigot that's basically copper going into the ground, and when I touch the wire to that, the light comes on solid. So that kind of tells me I've got a grounding problem here. Maybe the ground wire in here isn't doing a very good job. And as a result of that, that's what my problem is. I'm going to actually touch that here and see what happens. Yeah, see, when I touch the ground plug there, it does. And when I touch it on the wire inside there, it does. So for some reason, this ground wire that I've just wired over to the hose spigot over there, that's a better ground than the one that I have, the one that's in the house. So that's maybe what we need to do. I'm going to have to maybe just put a ground rod in the ground here and run a ground wire over to that. That may be the solution to the problem here. Just eliminate this ground wire here and make my own. Maybe another trip to Home Depot. By the way, the Weather Channel says 21% chance of rain today. Yeah, I don't think they're quite on the money with this one. I saw this storm coming in about an hour ago, and this is a little bit more than 21%. Consider the fact it was 75% yesterday and it barely rained at all. I wish I had a job where I could be wrong 75% of the time. So I'm going to run over to Home Depot while this storm blows through, and I'm just going to buy a grounding rod. Those aren't that big a deal. It's basically, it's a 6-foot long piece of copper that I'm just going to drive into the ground, and then I can attach a wire to that, and that will become the new ground. I suspect that maybe the ground was defective or in poor quality before, and you know, it just didn't get any better, and maybe when I was pulling on it and stuff like that, maybe I damaged it or something like that. But that isn't that big a deal. I had to do that once on my patio cover in California, and it isn't really that hard to do, and especially when the ground is really moist like it is. I'm just going to hammer it into the ground, and we'll run a green wire or a ground wire over to that, and that should hopefully solve our problems. And it'll give me something to do while this storm blows through. Actually, on second thought, I think I'm just going to sit around here and enjoy the storm. Look at the water coming off the rain gutter. Wow. Pouring out of there, huh? Alright, I'm back from Home Depot. I got my grounding rod. Turns out they're 8 feet long, not 6 feet long. So what I gotta do is drive this thing all the way into the ground. And so it's only sticking up a couple inches. It'll probably stick up about the level of the concrete here. And then I'm just gonna run a wire over from there over to the grounding rod. We'll clamp onto it, and that should solve my grounding problems. Alright, so like I said, I gotta get this ground rod pounded about another 4 feet, another 5 feet into the ground. I'm obviously hitting some concrete or rock down there because it's slow going right now. I've got it, like I said, I've got about 2 feet into the ground. At this point, I got a good connection, so it's functioning adequately as a ground. So I got a temporary connection set up right now, and I've connected it onto my line. And as you can see, I have 2 solid yellow lights on here now. So I'm going to work with this as is. It's going to take a while to punch this in. Like I said, I'm making slow progress, but banging on this thing, you know, I'm getting tired. So I'm going to leave that as it is, and we'll kind of slowly over the next few weeks pound that into the ground. But you know, I can move the clamp up as we get further and further into the ground, and we'll go from there. But like I said, I got a good connection here now. I got the 2 yellow lights on, which is what I should have. And so I'm going to try hooking up all of this and also the rest of the house inside, and let's see if we can make that work also. Alright, we are back in business, and I gotta admit, I'm kind of embarrassed by this. Big part of my problem was operator error. The only real problem I had here was going up to the outlet up here on top. And as you can see, I got that working now. Goes off when I flip the switch off, comes on when I flip the switch on. And I got it all hooked up and everything. I was about to say, okay, all right, we got it working. And then I went into the kitchen, and the kitchen still didn't work. The refrigerator didn't work, the microwave didn't work, that outlet inside didn't work, and all the other stuff, the dishwasher, the lights, the garbage disposal, none of that still worked. And I couldn't figure out, well, how did that not, you know, what did I do to mess up that? Because I didn't do anything with that. And the wire was all hooked up in there, so it shouldn't have been an issue. And then I just started thinking, wait a second. Yesterday when I was out here trying to figure out which breaker controlled this outlet. I wanted to save a little time, so what I ended up doing is I flipped off 4 breakers at once, and so I could quickly isolate which one was the breaker that controlled this outlet. And once I figured out which one it was, I didn't turn the other 3 back on, and that's why my kitchen didn't work, and that's why even when I got everything working here, the kitchen still didn't work. So the second I went out there and looked at them, I started thinking, wait a second, did I turn all those breakers back on? And I went out there and 2 of them were off, and one of them was listed on the thing as kitchen garbage disposal, and as I flipped that back on, and all of a sudden everything works again. So I don't know, I'm really embarrassed by this, but sometimes you make a stupid mistake and it just takes a while to figure that out. So everything's looking good here. I'm going to button this all up. Like I said, I still got to drive this ground rod into the ground a little bit more, but we'll kind of work on that gradually over the next few weeks, and hopefully that'll solve my problem there. So that is it. I'm going to close this up and let's start hanging the lights. Alright, so I got half of the lights up. Basically I'm just kind of stringing them around the border of the patio cover here. The first string is going 3/4 of the way around, and they're actually going up pretty easy, and of course they look fantastic when you get them on, and I'm sure they'll even look better when it's dark out tonight. Now I'm going to run the second string, and it's going to go here, and it's going to go this way, and then it's going to go way out to that tree over there. And hopefully at that point that'll kind of light up the path, and then we'll kind of figure out where it goes from there, because I think I'm going to have some extra string to put out there, so we'll figure out how that all works. But gonna get that hung up now. Okay, it looks like I'm gonna have to make another trip to Home Depot. This string is defective. This socket here doesn't actually light up. If you actually look inside there, there's the center piece there, but there's also supposed to be a little metal piece on the edge there, and doesn't seem to have that one. So I'm going to bring this back, get it returned. I found the receipt, so fortunately I only had a couple of them attached, and so I can just remove them pretty easily, and we'll try again. Wow, I really got to give credit to Home Depot. They have really streamlined their returns process. It isn't very often I have to return something to Home Depot, and more often than not when I do, it's because I bought the wrong thing. But occasionally I do have to return something, and usually the process is they'll credit you back to your account the cost of the return item, and then you have to go buy a new one. When I got there today, though, all they did is they said, okay, go find a replacement one, and I'll just swap it out for you. And I went and got it and returned it to the returns desk, and she scanned the barcode on the receipt, and said, you're free to go. Love Home Depot. Alright, so I got all the lights up, going all the way around the patio cover here, looking real nice. Like I said, this string started off here, went out over here. I kind of ran it out here to the pool, up and over that branch over there, up and over to this branch, and then back a little bit over to here. So I think this is going to look nice. I can't wait to see what it looks like when it gets dark out. But it should light up the pool area. It's going to make a nice little pathway out to the pool, kind of lighting everything up. Like I said, I'm not going to use this most of the time, because most of the time, I'll either have it completely dark, or I'll just be using the lights on the wall over there to light up the area real subtly. But when I'm entertaining, you know what? This is going to look nice, and it should light up the whole area. So I'm going to kind of end it right now. I'll come back in a few hours when it's dark out and let you see what this thing looks like in the dark. Alright, it's about 9 o'clock right now, and I've turned on the lights just to kind of see how everything is, and yeah, this lights up the area pretty well. I gotta say, I'm pretty pleased. The area under the patio cover is really nice and well lit, so if I want to entertain out here, it'll be great. And even kind of the area out here going out to the pool is kind of nice. So yeah, I think the results were good on this. I'm happy with it. It'll be nice for entertaining, and of course I don't have these lights on over here yet, but if it gets to the point where I need a little bit more light, I can do that too. So happy with the results. It's not too overwhelming. It's nice for entertaining, but not too much. And like I said, if I want, I can just turn on these lights here, that one there, that one there, and the one over there, and leave the rest of them off. It'll be a little bit dimmer, or I can combine the two and it'll be good. So happy with the results, and I think that is all that I have for today. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Good night.